Would you rather be understood by others with ease or always understand others?
Okay, one more time.
So, would you rather be understood always or always understand?
This is a very complex question.
I figured it would be fun for your brain. Because you like debating. You like...
Right, because I'm thinking, but like, is it more selfish that I want everyone to understand me? Because I am very empathetic as well, so would I rather understand people? I think I already understand people at a pretty good level. Unless it means, like, words I don't get, or they're very scientific and they say something and then, like, I immediately just understand once they say it to me. That would be great.
Understand concepts and...
Ooh, no, I like that one. I'm pretty good at explaining myself. I'd rather understand people immediately. Especially, like, a new job, you know?
That would be really nice. Yeah.
They just say something and you get it right away.
I equally find myself confused and confusing.
Yeah.
Equally, so...
I really understand people's feelings, and I can understand almost what they're feeling.
Yeah.
But when they go to explain how to do something, like fix or put something together, my brain's like, I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Yeah. I would definitely like to be better understood, so I would have to go with that. I don't know. I always over-explain. I don't know. I never feel understood, and I don't know if it's an autism thing or what, but I just, like, I'll over-explain, and I'll be like, okay, I just might as well just kept my mouth shut. Why do I even speak?
I only do that when I get nervous, and then I'm like, does it seem like I'm hiding something? Because I'm not hiding something, but they probably think I'm hiding something because I'm talking so much about this. Like, I'm hiding something about the thing that I'm thinking that I didn't do, but I think that you think I did.
That.
Yeah, no, I constantly think people are thinking something else, so I'm trying to convince them that they're not thinking what I'm thinking that they are thinking.
Sure you don't want to change your answer?
Yeah. Maybe I do want people to understand me better. No.
It's so nice to know that you're understood. I just stress about that so much. I over-explain.
I also think, like, in a debate, if I really understood exactly what somebody said immediately, it would be so much easier to debate back with them as well. So, because sometimes people get a little lost in a debate, and you're like, all right, where are you going with this?
Yeah, wait, what I said.
Yeah, calm down. I do it with you all the time. You're like, no, I'm asking, and I'm like, oh, and like every video, I'm like, okay, I got you. Yeah.
See, I'm not very well understood.
So you'd like to be more understood. I'd like to understand more.
Good duo.
That works. All right. Would you rather be stuck upside down on a roller coaster or the only survivor of a plane crash on an abandoned island?
For how long on a roller coaster stuck upside down? Like, same time duration? So stuck on an island, what, a week?
Yeah.
I think you die upside down after like 9 hours.
Yeah, how long can you stay up?
It's like
9 hours before your head explodes.
It's a number really close to that.
Yeah.
It's not exactly that.
I mean, your head doesn't literally explode, but you know, all the brain, blood drains into your brain. Oh my gosh, I cannot see this. Yeah, so we'll go approximately 8.5 hours.
And on the island, 8.5 hours.
That's not that long to be on an island. I'd be on an abandoned island for 8.5 hours.
You don't know if you're going to get rescued in 8.5 hours.
This is true.
It's going to be scary.
Well, let's go a month on the island, 8.5 hours on the roller coaster.
Golly, I think I'd still be rather on the island.
Yeah.
I get antsy. I like to move around, and so I'd be so bored.
I would 100% choose the island.
Yeah.
The thought of, like, could you imagine, like, aftershock?
I feel like you could have said a year and I still would have picked the island.
I know, I was thinking, like, maybe 10 years or something like that.
That's a little excessive.
Wilson! No, I was just kidding.
I don't know. I'm thinking, like, Alone, the show, and how crazy people get.
Yeah, you do get very insanely alone, but upside down on a roller, like, could you imagine aftershock just stops right at the top and you're just looking down at the ground?
That would be less, not upside down, like somehow in the corkscrew, like right on top.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, aftershock. I never got stuck on aftershock, but we went on that over and over again when they first brought it to.
Oh, did I?
Over and over again.
I think I was like, everybody
got stuck. I'd been in line and it'd be like, oh, you gotta wait until they get it unstuck. And be like, okay, I was so ready to get stuck.
Now I would be like,
I'm like, no,
I'm going now. But yeah, at the time, I think I wrote it like 23 times in a row. I just kept going.
It was such a quick ride. Yeah, we'd get there at opening and run straight to the back of the park.
Yeah. Oh, it's a badass roller coaster too. Okay,
it's pretty cool.
So you're choosing the island?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I chose the island as well.
Yeah, definitely the island.
This was one I thought of on my own brain.
Your own little brain.
My own little brain. It's not size that matters, it's how many wrinkles it has, okay? And my brain is not smooth.
Old wise brain.
Old wise.
Smooth face, wrinkly brain.
Okay, alright.
I have something fun.
Okay.
Okay.
I have something dark.
Ooh, perfect. It's the same as like before. Mine was fun and yours was heavy.
It's always heavy. Like, what can I teach her today?
I ruin her night and make her...
Yeah. This one will too.
I'm prepared. Let's have some fun first. Oh, okay. Imagine the kind... This is going to start off sounding like it's going to go dark. I just realized. I forgot if I started it. What? Okay. Imagine the kind of human who would willingly inject themselves with snake venom not once, but hundreds of times. Think cobra, rattlesnake, black mamba. Why?
Or the what's it?
Are you trying to get high?
Yeah, not high, but the oh gosh, I have to say it now. I keep thinking estrogen. It's not estrogen. Endorphins.
Yeah,
Thank you
okay.
for the endorphins.
That's kind of what I thought you were going with.
Yeah.
That's why I said high.
Yeah.
High on endorphins.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Not quite. So basically to make him immune. Himself immune.
I've heard of this.
Is so fascinating. I've heard of it a couple times, but I was like, I gotta deep dive this guy.
Yeah.
So his Tim Friede be able to make himself fully immune to all snakes. His love of snakes started at 5. A gardener snake bit him. He was 5 years old, and that made him love snakes. I don't know. The kid was sickest. He was adopted at like 3 months old, so he must have had really loving, caring parents and just super confident human. So yeah, he got bit at 5 by a little gardener snake, and then from then on he started like catching them around, and like all through high school he loved hunting gardener snakes. That was like his thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then he eventually got what was his first snake? I wasn't able to find the breed for separate. I don't know if they're breeds, but type of snake.
Right.
But he got his first snake, pet snake, in high school. And then fast forward, you can totally look up his Wikipedia page if you want the in-term. But fast forward, at 30, he enrolled in an anti-venom, in a venom extraction class. And that taught him how to milk the venom from specifically spiders and scorpions, which it must be similar. I thought that was kind of weird that it was specified to that since he loved snakes, but
yeah.
It was just a venom extraction class and they focused on spiders and scorpions.
Smaller mouths, probably easier to milk.
I guess. Milk? I might do that, I'm pretty sure. I've seen it before, they like do it on a cup, so they like coax them to like bite a cup and then the fangs like go over the edge and it just like goes into it.
I have seen it before.
It's so weird, like milky shot. It's so weird.
The little udders.
Like at the dentist. God.
Oh, it's hilarious. Little spider dentist. Okay, go on.
So in the year 2000 was when he got a copperhead. So I believe that was his first like highly venomous snake that he got, was the copperhead in 2000. And then that's when he decided he really wanted to self-immunize so that he wouldn't have to use anti-venom as much or like just kind of didn't have to worry as much.
Right.
So he started milking the copperhead, and then he would inject just little like microdoses, basically just inject little bits of the venom over time. At one point he did have as much as 60 pet snakes in his basement. Like this dude collected snakes, and I mean it's like all of the scariest of snakes, of like super deadly.
Yeah.
So he would have, throughout kind of his time, his like most harrowing accident was when he was grieving a family member. So he like got drunk and just wasn't doing well. Mm-hmm. And he was milking one of his Egyptian cobra, which bit him on the finger. And he was like mostly fine by that because he had already been like dosing himself. But then within an hour, he ended up getting bit by, I don't know how it's pronounced, but monocled cobra. So it was 2 separate, they were both cobras, but they were like 2 different like variants of cobra. That led to temporary paralysis, and his wife rushed him to the hospital. He ended up in a coma for 4 days, and I couldn't figure out, I think it was medically induced, but I don't know for sure. But he was in a coma for 4 days, and they gave him anti-venom. He woke up. He's fine, I guess. And then that made him really want to not just have like a little bit of immunity, but he was like, I don't ever want to need anti-venom in my life. I want to be 100%. I mean, I want to be the anti-venom. It was kind of like his goal.
Right.
And he got it. He was like, I can do this. I'm going to eventually be able to create the first universal anti-venom, was like his goal.
Okay.
He went forward with that. And again, so from like 2000. So yeah, over the course of 25 years, I guess, but we'll go in the middle here. For a coma, and then in the meantime, he also had a bunch of other bad reactions like after that, just from he was injecting himself. He got a lot more kind of more here, hold on. Totally had like a sentence in here that I really wanted to say. Yeah, so after the 4-day coma, so it made him strive to be able to take bites without the anti-venom, and he got more like scientific in his approach. So he like talked about, I saw interview with him. He's like, he has like Excel spreadsheets with like certain amounts and like very scientific about it. I think before he was just kind of like redneck science.
Right.
Which is like, let's see what happened.
Yeah.
Like, interesting person. Yeah, we'll throw a picture up of him. He's just an average dude. He just looks like an average Joe, not nutty. He had a wife, like clearly has
science is trial and error.
So fun anyway, so he took it more seriously, but he did, even while he was taking it very seriously and being more scientific, he did have other bad reactions, never as bad as a coma or paralysis, but he had some like anaphylaxis, some blackouts. And then over the next like 18 years, over the course of that 18 years, he injected himself more than 800 times and was bit over 200 times. Crazy, right?
Gosh, that is a lot of venom.
So finally in 2017, because in the intern, he was like, hey guys, I'm doing this. Like, he got some attention, I think in like 2010, like media attention.
Yeah, because I've heard of this before.
There was no like immunologist that would take him seriously.
Right.
Like everybody, he literally was making calls like, hey, I'm trying to do this. Will you work with me? Will you help me? Like, can you write up?
Crazy.
Like, yeah. So finally in 2017, an immunologist, I just realized I didn't write down his name. We'll probably blurb his name.
Okay.
But he finally took him seriously, realized that, yeah, his blood very well may help create a universal antivenom. He's like, yeah, this is probably possible. Because that's, like, how they do antivenom. They use, like, horses and stuff. So they, like, use animals to create antivenom by injecting it. And then it creates antibodies. And then those antibodies help you fight off the venom.
Right.
So he just was that. And so they were very recently, the study was actually released this year. But I don't know exactly when they, like, did it, so it's probably over the course of the past few years.
Yeah.
But they just announced that they were able to succeed with an almost universal antivenom where it worked against 13 of the 19 venoms, and it was partially effective against the other 6. So the only snake that it won't work with is a viper, because it's a totally different like mechanism of poison.
Right.
Or not poison, like the whole mechanism and how it works in your body is like a totally different than every other snake, I guess. So, but we're on our way to having a universal...
I think a viper goes in and starts immediately breaking down cells.
Yeah, like, except instead of going into your bloodstream, it, like, deteriorates your skin.
Yeah, it's very almost radioactive.
Like, goosebumps talking about snakes. I actually like snakes, but...
I like snakes,
not the venomous one.
No, and I have not been bitten ever, so I would definitely be susceptible. Could you imagine that snake that does bite him, though? And he's like, just nothing happens?
Just all mad.
What? Help! Drop dead right now! Start convulsing!
I know all the time. I mean, the guy loves snakes, but watching him handle them, I'm like, oh my god, this is almost like cruel.
Oof.
I mean, not just snakes, but like, just grab them and manhandle them.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They have to make them mad to make them bite. And I was like, man, this whole process seems cruel
for both parties.
Everybody.
But I mean, at least he was doing it not just to be like, oh, I got bit by a snake. Like, he actually...
Yeah, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm a badass.
No, I'm so tough. Like, I've been bitten by so many poisonous things. Like, he actually had a decent... Like, kind of sacrificed his body. Yeah. I can't imagine the long-term effects, though.
No, yeah.
I'm wondering if, like... Because I know bee stings can be good for you in a certain amount...
especially like for MS and stuff. Like, specifically, honey, not like yellow jackets and stuff.
Well, yellow jackets, fun fact about them, they don't actually sting you, they bite you.
I think they can sting, but they typically bite.
And they bite you because they eat meat and they're tasting you, and what gives you that giant, because when you get a bee sting, it's just like a little sting. Yeah. But when you get bit by a wasp, it's like a huge, it's the enzyme that they have in their saliva that breaks down meat. So when they go to eat other bugs, it breaks down the bug. Yeah, so they're actually biting you more often than not.
Call out to weeds, by the way.
Yeah.
Plantain, I'll have to show you what it is, but... the banana-like plantain, but there's there's narrow leaf and wide leaf plantain, and it is just abundant everywhere. Yeah. And it has a really long season too, so if you're gonna get a yellow jacket bite or a bee sting, it's
Yeah.
almost definitely going to be within like a few steps of you.
Yeah.
And you just literally pluck the leaf, you chew it up, and you put it on there, and it sucks it all out. It works for
We
bites
have.
and...
I have a book, and I will totally show it to you after this. But weeds have incredible capabilities that we are not taking advantage of at all.
Yeah.
There's like antibiotics that we can make out of weeds for like bladder infections. I did not strep throat, bronchitis, and we're handing out Z-packs that tear up our stomachs. You can suck on a freaking weed. It's ridiculous. Anyway, conversation for another time. Okay, so mine's a little dark. I think next time I'm gonna go with a cool story because you've done it twice now, and I'm like, I just need to like get I know so many cool stories. I just need to get like all the details together. Like, but I'm gonna go with one that I research all the time, and it is one that I know so much about because I just love conspiracies, and I love Hollywood conspiracies more than I like anyone in Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, I mean, thinking back, like, you gotta give yourself more credit. The Cabbage Patch Baby.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's true.
It's dark too, but it's still interesting.
I love that conspiracy. I still research it all the time. One day I'm gonna figure out where all those babies came from. Okay, so mine is about worship in Hollywood.
Well, fun.
Yes.
I just told Mormons that they could tell me about their church if I could tell them about Satanism.
Totally.
And they literally were like, really? Okay, what do you want to teach me? And I was like, dude, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, I love Satan worshippers because they're like, Satan worshippers help out at charities, and they help out in soup kitchens, and they do so
I do have to
much.
give, there's a caveat. There's a difference between a Satan worshiper and a Satanist, because Satanists are a lot closer to atheism than anything else.
The only problem I always have with it is I'm like, you know that Satan is an angel in disguise, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the tactic to look like a good guy and be a bad person.
Satanism is just a mockery of religion.
Right. It's basically
literal mockery. They don't actually believe in the spiritual stuff. It's just like a belief system of free will, essentially. And
Satanic worship is like
yes,
definitely more brutal.
Right. And so what you're talking about today is satanic worship in Hollywood?
Yes, okay. Satanic worship in Hollywood.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm sure it is all over the internet, so everyone will be very familiar with this. And of course, you have to mention the Diddy parties, but it goes much deeper and way farther back than that. Hollywood satanic worship probably started when Hollywood started in the 1920s. Now this is all alleged and it is a conspiracy theory, but I'm pretty sure here in the next 10 years it'll all pretty much come out and be proven. So sodomy is a way of blocking the bottom chakra. Okay. So a lot of young people talk about being raped in Hollywood and the Diddy sex parties. It's not just because they're over-sexualized. It's not just because they enjoy it or they feel like they can just do it to anyone. It is actually because it will block your bottom chakra because it's at the bottom. So what it does is it basically takes the soul out of the human. Like you're no longer... And it has to be forced because obviously there's people that form sodomy all the time that are just fine. But it is a force of sodomy that blocks the bottom chakra, basically disconnecting the human being from their soul. And a lot of people talk about like the newer rappers and the newer artists and stuff having soulless eyes. Like you could see the before pictures, and I'll post a few before and after pictures up, but you can see a few before pictures and after pictures where they have like the twinkle in their eye and they have like life in their face and the pink cheeks, and then maybe a year, 2 years, their face is thin, their eyes are black, they don't have any color in their face, and it's...
Which, I mean, just naturally I would just attribute that to, like, drug use.
Of course, but drug use can also be linked to satanic worship as well because they use a lot of drugs to hypnotize people, to convince them of things that they don't normally believe in. So I don't think that the drug use just starts because it's a cool thing to do. Like our entire childhood, it was like, oh, that poor guy, he was such a cool actor and now he's on drugs. I don't think that the drug use is just because it's readily available. I think it's also because it blocks your soul. It puts a veil over things and it makes you believe things that you wouldn't normally believe. You're not in your right mind, especially if you're doing drugs constantly.
Yeah.
And what was always readily available at Diddy parties?
Yeah.
Drugs. All the time. Constantly having drugs and alcohol around.
Interesting.
And what are most
like
religions...
the studios.
Yeah. And most religions preach against drinking and doing drugs because it blocks your line from God. So I don't necessarily believe there's a line to God that you wouldn't be able to reach just because you did drugs, but I do think that there's a line you can cross that will detach you from your soul, basically. So, and this isn't just my thought as well, this is an active conspiracy theory. So the initiation for most Hollywood actors or singers or artists is usually some kind of gang raping. That's why the Diddy parties were so prevalent. And I think those kinds of parties are still clearly going on. They just haven't gotten caught yet. So I definitely believe that there are top artists in the world that are still performing these parties.
Well, it seems like it's not even... There's like the normal party, whether it's the Diddy or any Hollywood party.
Yeah.
There's like the normal party, and then there's like the after party. I've heard.
I don't even know if it's an after party. I think it's an initiation. I think that's when they pump you full of drugs.
Well, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a time where there's like a certain... I don't know if they're just like more respected or they've been in Hollywood or just like somehow skirted around
They're on the list.
But I've seen people in interviews talk about parties and how they're like either warned like, hey, you're gonna want to get out of here, you're not gonna like what's coming, or well, I think you brought that up last time.
Yeah.
And I've seen another guy talk about where he was like, yeah, I like make an appearance at all the parties, but I know to get out before too late. Like I leave before 2 a.m.
Yeah, it's like 1 p.m., which is weird because 3 p.m. is the... Or 1 a.m. 3 a.m. is the witching hour.
Yeah.
So I kind of wonder if it coincides with that as well.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I think the guy that I saw, he like referenced like 2 a.m., which was wild because he's like, I try not to stay too late, so I make sure to leave by 2 a.m. I'm like, that's when our bars close.
2 a.m. is when I get up to go pee and get a glass of water. So a lot of them have talked about selling their soul.
Celebrities who claim
As well. So that's why I also believe that the grapings, the sodomy, the drugs has to do with this as well.
So you don't believe at all that is just a metaphor?
No, because
I think it's very literal.
I think it's very literal because they all say it too. It's Katy Perry, Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber have all been quoted saying, selling my soul, I'm signing my soul away, and like right after that is when they completely changed. They're a whole nother person. So I strongly believe that they are literally selling their soul to some kind of satanic devil worship. And I don't use this word a lot because it reminds me of my mother, but I think that something very evil is going on underneath it all. Like pentagrams, sacrifice, all of it. And another thing is, I watched this whole, I went down the rabbit hole. It was one Facebook short, and then I was just on TikTok, YouTube, just going down these rabbit holes of young women, usually very good looking, that went to Hollywood, California to be a model, a singer, whatever, and they have talked about their stories. And it was like a chain. So it was like, I'll tell you my Hollywood story. And then the next girl was like, I'll tell you my Hollywood story.
Okay.
And I went through and watched all the chains. And they were talking about how, you have a really famous person come up to you and be like, yeah, you want to come to this party later? Of course I want to go. They're trying to make it big. And some famous person comes up to you and asks you to go to this party. And you're like, yeah, of course I'm going to go to this party. And sometimes they're just paid models. So they're just paid to be pretty women at the party to attract more people to the party. But some of them have talked about how their friends went and never came back. So I almost wonder, was it a sacrifice or was it just got shipped off? What was the case there? Why did they never return?
It's terrifying. And they were just kind of just pals, no missing. That's crazy that they wouldn't go to the cops.
But so Hollywood, California is a horrible place. I don't know, I know Los Angeles is known for being disgusting, of the lost city of angels, whatever, but Hollywood, California in specific, anyone that has lived there will tell you it has a very dark vibe. The energy is just very dark there. So when somebody goes missing, no one's going to go look for them. They're just another model that was trying to make it big, and they're gone now. So it's, yeah, their families have missing pictures of them, and their families are actively looking for them, but nobody else is. So yeah, there's...
The lead is, my friend went to the party and never came back.
Yeah, and like, how long did Diddy and Epstein and all those people get away with this before anyone caught them? Like, so...
Just making me sick to my stomach today.
So I'm almost done with my teaching. Okay, I'm almost done. So yeah, there's a lot of women that just go missing, and if you've ever heard the stories about Hollywood, California, it's not uncommon to see somebody OD right outside the restaurant that you're eating at. Yeah. People walking around wallowing in their own feces. Somebody's just dead on the sidewalk. It's like an everyday occurrence.
Yeah, I've only been to Vegas is the closest I've been to that, and it's definitely very weird to like sleeping homeless person on the side of the road, or are they dead? And hundreds of people just walking past.
We had a sleeping homeless person under the pass over on the freeway from Rostrum to Post Falls a couple of years ago. I'll cut the Rostrum to Post Falls out, but sleeping homeless man, and he was under the overpass on the sidewalk, so I called the cops, you know, I'm like, you gotta call 911. I'm like, hey, it's December, it's freezing outside, he's barely got a jacket. She said, I know we've had multiple reports, we've had about 20 reports about this man, and we've gone up to him, and he doesn't want to move, and he said he just wants to take a nap, so we can't force him to move, or we can't force to take him in. We've tried, we've offered a shelter, we've offered a hospital, a place to stay, he doesn't want to go anywhere. But it's interesting because in Hollywood, California, or any of those other places, nobody's even calling it in.
Call or think about
and
it. And
here, 30 reports on one person.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I can like picture him right now, like laying on the side of it, just slumped over, and it just didn't feel right.
He was
Wolford. Like the one that I saw in Vegas, I remember walking past it, it was just like, and everybody was like, well, I mean, I don't know. Is this...
Should I do something? Like, but if you call the cops, they'd probably be like, what are we going to do?
It felt so like... And yeah, and part of me was like, do I go touch him? Should I ask my partner at the time to go check on him? But then what if he's trying to sleep and we're just going to bother him? I just like, it hurt my heart so bad to see it.
This guy was flat out on his stomach, like, arms out. He looked dead, and I was like,
the comfiest sleep position possible, like leg up
on the sidewalk in December. I was like, okay,
come back. We have a meth problem.
But anyway, so this was my next part. So the part I was actually trying to talk about was rapper. So Travis Scott, he's a pretty popular rapper.
Is that the one that had a bunch of people died at his concert?
Yes, that's what I was just about to get into.
Okay.
So in 2021 was the subject of a conspiracy theories claiming the stage was set up to represent a portal to hell, which it most certainly was. The portal that he set up was the mouth of the god of, I don't know if you want me to say the Hernames Bosch.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know why I can't pronounce things. It's funny when I read in my head, I'm like, oh, yeah. And then I read it out loud, I'm like, nope, don't know how to read. But Hernames Bosch is a demon from the underworld.
What is he the demon of? Like, what is he kind of?
The portal of hell, basically. He is the demon that welcomes you into hell.
Okay.
And he is shaped like I'll put it up on the screen, but like a big, like almost, like imagine a really big stomach, arms, and then a mouth on the stomach is what he is shaped and looked like. And so that's what the portal looked like, was like a very large demon-like creature that has arms, a very large stomach, and the mouth being on the torso of the demon. And it was opened like this. So, and he even said, it's funny that it says on Google, because I copied this from Google, says conspiracy theory claiming, as if it's not true, because during the concert, he admitted that it was a portal to hell that everybody was walking through. Everybody had to walk through the portal of hell to get to my concert. And so he wasn't part of a conspiracy theory. He was the reason for the conspiracy theory. And then because of the smoke that he used, the fog machines, and the amount of people that were packed in there, several people ended up dying of either asthma attack related issues, heart attacks, panic attacks, and strokes and seizures.
Yeah, he just kept on the stage partying.
Just kept partying, and several people were dying. People were screaming, people are dying, and he didn't stop. And at one point during the concert, he said, he's like, y'all want to go to hell? Well, you're already there with me because you're listening to my music right now. And so he was like screaming that everybody was already in hell with him. So he literally walked through a portal of hell, then rapped about being in hell and that everybody was in hell. Now, the weird part about that
Is any of his stuff mainstream at all? Is there anything that I would have heard?
Before that, I couldn't name a song to save my life. But before that, he was pretty mainstream. Like, he was, I think he even had a song on the radio.
Okay.
And then after that, it was like, no. It was 2021, and after that, he just became the guy that was like portal to hell. And he's like on all the Hollywood conspiracy TikToks and everything like that. Like,
wow.
Constantly brought up.
Yeah, that's sickening how open and like, I mean, I like at the beginning of this, I like pointed out that like Satanism being like not at all spiritual and that they're making a mockery of religion, but they do it in like, compared to that, a really respectful way. Like, it's a little bit not respectful, but that's...
So this is very obvious and in your face. And the fact that they use children quite frequently is, like, very evil.
Yeah.
It's not adults. These are children. Like, Miley Cyrus was a kid. Justin Bieber was just a kid. And Justin Bieber was, 13 when he became famous? And, like, after the whole he went to Diddy's house for, like, a week, and then after that, he was weird. Yeah, I don't think that was, like, by coincidence.
No, I can see him, his original YouTube, he was just so sweet and innocent,
cute little kid. He was very talented.
When hair.
When he sang a baby, I was so lively, and after that, all of his music has become just... He did that one about, he called it Cutie Pie, his newest song, one of his newest songs, called it Cutie Pie. He, referenced a lot of babies on his Instagram, pictures of babies, and he put yummy under all of the babies' pictures.
I think I remember seeing something about that.
And then on Ellen's show, he said it's supposed to represent my sex life. And he actually broke down while filing the music video.
Well, I think some of that he's, opening up about what happened to him, not necessarily, it doesn't seem like
I don't think that's what he's...
admitting what happened.
He was admitting, that's how they saw me. I was a baby, and they saw me as a snack. That's what he was referencing to. At first, when I first heard it, I was
I think I know what song you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think I've seen clips of the music video.
Yeah, I watched the whole music video, and you could tell he was very distressed, and it took him hours to get through it because he broke down several times trying to film it because...
sweet thing.
Yeah, it was...
I hope. I mean, I don't know. He's, going to church and stuff, but it seems like the church he's a part of is cult-like, too. It's sad.
Well, and the one pastor that he got involved with after his drug addiction, he was shown, hugging and kissing him all the time.
Yeah,
and seems like he just gets trapped into a cycle with these PDFs. And so it's so funny to me that they, after the obvious happens, the news jumps in and Google and, the reporters jump in and go, claims and alleged, and it gained traction, and it's but it was obvious that the rapper was clearly...
give a little bit of grace, just you have to say grape here.
Right.
They have to say those sort of things just to CYA,
I will, alright, because they don't want to come at me, well, it was just a metaphor. Yeah. That's not what we really meant, so I give him credit there. So, let's see, okay, so Franz Mesmer is the founder of animal magnetism. And he was the first person to say that, not the first person, but animal magnetism. And he was the founder of.
Oh, that's the name of his company.
Yeah, and he coined magnetic sleep. And his name is Franz Mesmer. And he was one of the first people to say that through Beethoven and Jimi Hendrix, you would have a hypnotic-like state. So he used Beethoven and Jimi Hendrix.
Combined?
It was to alter states of consciousness.
Huh.
So different types of music to alternate states of consciousness into a hypnosis-like state. There is another rapper very similar to Travis Scott, came out during the same time, and I will post him up. I could not find his name for the life of me, but I will find him for you guys. The interviewer, the paparazzi, he was like, man, your song's been stuck in my head all day. He's like, yeah, it's called hypnosis. And he's not the first person to admit to this. Multiple singers and artists now have admitted that music is hypnosis. And there's been studies through Franz Mesmer that music can be used as a type of hypnosis. And even the frequencies, even if we're not consciously listening, can mess with our brains.
Well, definitely, because they changed the typical frequency.
Yeah. Actually, they started changing music back in the 1940s.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole, conspiracy behind that. Just the hertz, and, you can go in and change, how it comes out of your speaker
and
manually, but it's designed at, it's like 8 hertz off of what would be like the actual true harmony, like angelic or whatever.
And it'll have an effect on you, and it gets stuck inside of you. So I coined the phrase, the eyes are the window to the soul, then the ears are the doorway to the soul. Because you can mess with people without them even knowing they're being messed with. Because you could see something and know that you saw it, but just listening to music in the store, radios are everywhere, you're just walking through and music is constantly playing. Now they're playing those rappers' songs on the radio, and the frequency is hitting us whether we like it or not. How often do you turn the radio on and not even realize that you're not listening to it in your car, but your brain is absorbing it?
Yeah.
So I actually have now become very careful about what I do listen to. So.
Gosh, that's sickening.
Yeah.
So how do you, like, differentiate, you know, there's, like, the Satanic Panic from the 80s or whatever, where they definitely got a little bit overly zealous and everything, you know, D&D was the devil and all.
Play your record backwards and it's demons speaking to you.
Do you kind of agree a little bit about that with all music? Is there good music?
I think that there's absolutely great music in the world, and I think that there is still artists producing wonderful music. I think that they're more, on their own.
Or independent labels.
Yeah, independently labeled.
Okay. Which we're able nowadays. I mean, with Spotify, there are more. I mean, that gal that I shared with you today is like, I'm pretty sure they're super independent.
So is the band I was talking about in this our last moment, and then I hate to mention him, but one of the biggest independent labelers is Tom McDonald. He made a complete name for himself.
He's cute.
I know a lot of people are like,
he's corny and not the most talented, but he's so sweet. I like his lyrics.
His rap is like, he's a really good rapper, but he definitely is like more Christian based. He's more like, but honestly, I'd rather my kids be into Tom McDonald than Travis Scott or any of the other rappers that they're coming out with nowadays. So more independent labeled people, I would say, honestly have a better shot at making they're obviously creating music for themselves.
They're being less controlled.
Right, they're not being told what to sing, what to do, what frequencies to use. They can do it on their own. I mean, Tom McDonald and his wife Nova do all of their own sound, camera, editing. That's all them. And, like, sold his life just to have a CD, and he did it, and so have a lot of other people. But anyway, I wouldn't say all music is bad for you. I would say that music that's controlled by Hollywood is definitely affecting all of us in a way that we can't see or feel at that exact moment. But I think throughout time, the more you listen to it, the more it affects you. I'm just very careful now what I listen to, as well as I think the 80s went overboard because we were still very Christian based, but I think their heart was in the right place. Like, I think people were...
Like, you think they were on to something?
Yeah, I think that they were seeing something that we weren't seeing yet because they were keeping it more hidden, and now that it's like, there's so many brainwashed people, they're like, well, Christians are lame, you know, and that's stupid, and they're white supremacists. Like, I feel like there's definitely a reason to attack a certain group of people with, like, morals, and now it's almost cool to have morals and be religious than it is to be, like, on the fringe side of things, because it's almost disgusting now. It's not like rebellious and cool like it used to be. Now it's like, man, they're PDFs and they're doing horrible things to children and other people and God knows what else. So I definitely think that they were onto something, and I think now it's more in our face. I definitely think if you played some of their songs backwards, it might actually be demons talking to you now. I think the old records...
Or they're actually talking going forward.
Now they're just talking going forward. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel icky. I'll do a more fun one next time. Yeah. It's just I spend a lot of time researching it.
I know, I was almost, while you were saying that, I was like, even the gripe that I did prepare this time, it just feels like it doesn't even matter. Like, that's part of, like, why I struggle with gripes. I'm like, it's just, who cares? And it's stuff like that makes me feel that way, because there's just so many more, like, important things to complain about. Yeah. I feel silly complaining about stupid little thing.
I think the reason I talk about it so much is because I'm trying to create awareness, too. Yeah. I feel like people kind of jump off, like, oh, we're on the Diddy thing, we're on the Epstein thing, and then everybody just quit talking about it. It's like, we can't quit talking about it. We actually need to get to the bottom of this and, like, stop what...
It's not just him, it's all of it.
Yeah, I love that everybody is coming up with independent movies, and I'll watch, I don't care how bad it is, I'll watch your independent movie over a Hollywood movie now.
No, and I know, like, Ashton Kutcher, which is, like, saddening, but I'm starting to wonder if there's, like, what would it be, like, wolf hidden in sheep's clothing? Because he's very much, like, in the courtrooms and, like, the anti-trafficking software that he's creating, but now the government is using a software to track patterns of use so that they can get to, like, people sharing the child porn. And
I saw a video of him crying, like, we have to stop this, and we have to stop the madness. Imagine if it was your children. And I was like, he's a part of it. I immediately just, like, when I see that video, I was like, so fake. Like, he's obviously acting. I feel like he is a part of it.
Yeah, this creator, I was seeing a video, but she was talking about specifically that software that he helped design, and he has access to it. Right. So it's looking at all of this data and shifting through to find the bad guys, but he has access to it, is in on it, then it protects him that he wants to protect and him. And
you know who I trust that data with? A really autistic guy that knows everything about technology, that has
super asexual,
doesn't want to be a part of society in any way, shape, or form. That's the guy I would trust with that technology.
Yeah. No, it's real unfortunate.
Yes, it is very unfortunate, and I feel like our entire lives, everybody kept asking, what is happening in Hollywood? Why are all these child actors turning out the way that they do? And they were like, it's just hard on them. It's just a rough life. And I'm like,
why are we making it rough on them?
Yeah, but now all these documentaries are coming out, and it's like, it's not just a rough life. It's the initiation. It's the drugs. They're treated like adults by the time they enter in. If they have any kind of talent whatsoever, they could be 13 years old. They're treated like they're 21 years old. Yeah. They just don't see them. And they put there's shows with men that are 55 and women that are 20 years old, and it's a whole love story. And we've been enthralled with all of these. Julia Roberts was, not Julia, what's her name? The real pretty woman in Pretty Woman. Is it Julia
Bullock?
No, in Pretty Woman.
I think it's Julia Roberts then.
It is Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
I felt like I said that wrong. I was thinking of the cook.
Yeah, when you started going, I started Congeniality is what came to mind, which is not.
No, but Julia Roberts was like 19 in that movie, and then not Gerard Butler, but the other handsome older guy was like 48 years old. And it was this huge love story. Everybody loves the movie Pretty Woman, but you put men with such younger women, I feel like they can't tell the difference.
Normalizing it.
The lines are blurred.
Yeah.
So consent isn't really consent.
Yeah, it's very interesting, like, a lot of shows that I, like, enjoy, like, it gets there, like, Riverdale was one, the first season or two,
what was up with the last season?
It got so sexual, and, like, these people are supposed to be in high school, like, yes, they're played by people that are in their 20s, but they're playing a character that's, like, 16, 17, and, like,
even my dad mentioned to me that
it's very weird.
He, like, started watching some of the shows that I was watching and stuff. Because he got, like, internet and Netflix, so I was 5 years and stuff. And he even mentioned that to me. He was like, the teenagers in these shows are not teenagering. Yeah. Like, this is not... Because I remember being a kid, they all have driver's license, they all drive cars, they all go out at all hours of the night. It's like, when I was a teenager, no, you didn't do any of that. You drove your parents' car, and you had to be home at a certain time. You weren't just... out at a party, you're grounded, next episode, it's fine, you're back at a party, like, it just wasn't like that, but they give this impression that teenagers should be living their life like this, when no teenager is actually living their life like that.
Yeah, no, it's very icky to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely have had that very much, like, internal ick when, like, something, and I'm like, that person's supposed to be 16.
And it's fine, like, I get that, like, people are sexually active in high school. I was, a lot of people were.
But I don't want to watch it. I don't want to think about it.
I don't want to watch it, and it shouldn't be promoted in that way. Not everybody in high school is. And they're having sex like adults in the show. That's not what it's like when you're a teenager. Yeah. You're not, like, why are they sleeping like they're porn stars? That's not what it's like. Yeah. Even, like, and they really really cake on, like, the lesbian lovers and stuff like that, and it's like, this is porn. This is soft porn. Like,
I'll get my grape. It is fine. Okay. It's kind of silly. AI recipes that just don't work.
Yeah.
Like, I actually cook. Like, I enjoy cooking. Like, even real recipes written by people. Like, I always change it up. I understand what the flavor profile is going to be. My fiance gets so excited about these recipes with these beautiful pictures that I clearly can tell are AI. Mm-hmm. And then that is the red flag. Like, there are real recipes that they then use an AI picture, which I don't love, but that's fine. Whatever. But yeah, when the recipe itself is clearly written by AI and you, like, read through it and you're like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? You're gonna... That's gonna be disgusting. That's not even gonna be the right texture. Like, huh?
Yeah.
There is a notorious one. I don't know if you saw it. Somebody Googled, and I don't know what their intention was, if they were trying to be funny or if they legit just wanted to know if they could, like, light a fire with gasoline and then cook spaghetti over it. But they typed, can I cook spaghetti with gasoline? Will it cook faster?
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, like, maybe heating source with gas being, like, a hotter burning.
No, they're talking about, like...
AI completely misunderstood the question.
Oh, no.
And it not only misunderstood the question, but it gave its own version of a recipe.
Yeah.
So it said, I'll find the screenshot, but it basically said, no, you cannot cook spaghetti with gasoline. Faster, it won't, blah, blah, blah. However, you can make a spicy spaghetti with gasoline, and it gave a whole recipe of utilizing gasoline as an ingredient in spaghetti.
Okay.
To make it spicy.
Alright. I think people need to understand that AI does not eat human food.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the ability.
Let's be careful.
Like, oh.
No, I totally agree with you. I get what you're saying, because I'll see, like, these amazing things on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, I totally want to make that. And I'll go buy all the ingredients, and no, it doesn't turn out anything like what it's supposed to look like. Or even taste like. I know you can't taste a picture, but you know when you read the ingredients and you're like, okay, I kind of, especially if you've been a cook long enough. Yeah, you're like, I know what this is going to taste like. And then you're like, this is disgusting.
No, it makes me feel bad. Half the time I'm just like, I'm not making that. I know you want that, but I'm not even going to attempt it.
I use old cookbooks still.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, it looks at least like it's supposed to when it's done, and I know what it's going to taste like. Oh my gosh. All right, well, my gripe, I think I'm going to, because it gave me an idea when you said yours, and it goes along with yours. Okay, my gripe is also about recipes, but not AI. It's about people, human recipes. When I go to look up a recipe on, like, how to make chocolate chip muffins, and they want to give me a 9-hour story of how they're like, I woke up one Tuesday night in November and it was raining outside.
It can be excessive, where it's like more of a food blog than a recipe.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm in the middle of the grocery store and I'm like, I just need to know what extract.
There's always a jump to recipe link.
Yeah,
look for it.
That's new, because back, like, I've been doing recipes a long time, and, like, I'll be in the aisle, and it's like, I need a specific extract or a specific kind of flour, and I'm sitting there's, like, everyone's, the matrix.
Even that button doesn't always work, depending on the website, though. So what I end up doing, if I find I screenshot it. I just screenshot
that's what I do
the recipe list, the instructions, and then I just go through my gallery.
Oh, the instructions bother me, too. I just need one paragraph on your I mean, if it's more complicated, 2 paragraphs, okay? I'm not making flamin' young, alright? I don't need you to, like, in detail, turn the knob to, I don't need to, you don't know how my oven works. I don't have knobs, I have buttons.
It's so funny. Yeah. Sometimes it's kind of important, maybe. There are people that are learning how to cook for the first time, but they can just have, like, a little note link.
Yeah,
like,
and the others.
And then it can, like, go to the tip that is related to that step.
The other gripe I have to go with this one is that people that will get on there and they'll look up a recipe and then they'll type in the comments, I followed your recipe to a T except I used X, Y, and Z and it didn't turn out at all. And it's like, so you didn't follow the recipe to a T.
Opposite experience. So I found a chicken parmesan recipe that is fantastic. Yes, she doesn't speak of seasoning, but, like, season your damn food. Like, that should just be automatic. Like,
right. Especially if you're cooking, not baking. You can
just
season it.
Throw in the flavor that you want. But she was like, I followed this recipe to a T.
Yeah.
100%. Every step perfect. She didn't actually miss anything up. She was literally perfect. And the breading came off and it was soggy and, like, I'm just gonna fry it in the pan next time, and it had 0 flavor. And I was like, panko, I was like, did you use the, like, seasoned panko?
Yeah.
Did you season your flour? Did you season your egg
breading?
wash? Did you... did you, because it was like, it called for prepared tomato sauce, and in my mind I'm like, did she literally just get a can of plain tomato sauce and not, because it's literally said prepared.
Yeah.
And then the whole, like, the thing falling off, I was like, is your pan hot enough?
Mm-hmm.
Like.
Yeah. I've had somebody tell me, you can't make your own spaghetti sauce because it doesn't taste like spaghetti sauce. And I'm like, well, what are you using? And they're like, I use tomato paste and a can of tomato sauce. I'm like, okay, well, what did you put in there? They're like, that's what I used. And I'm like, well, you gotta put Italian seasoning.
Saute your garlic and your onions and your peppers. You gotta cook them up. Shred your carrot into it to balance the acid out.
I'm like, even if you don't want to take all those steps, you could just use regular dried seasonings and still get a flavor. Like,
just Italian seasonings, at least garlic powder, onion powder.
Right. Like,
use all of the above.
Even if you're doing a basic night, you're a basic cook, you can just use dried seasoning and still get a good result. But you have to season. Funny. That's why it says salt to taste. Because seasoning is a preference thing. You don't tell people how to season their food. Like, that's... Yep. Some people like to season their steak. I don't. Like, I just cook the steak. Yeah, so funny. But that's my gripe about recipes.
It's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. I get very tired. Somebody actually said, if you ever wanted to be like a mass murderer, you should be a food blogger and just hide all of the details because nobody reads it.
That's so funny.
Oh.
Sometimes I'll scroll through them real fast if I'm like, if the recipe is like, there's like a little bit, and I'm like, okay, what do they recommend? Like, and sometimes you'll find tips in there. But yeah, as far as the family story and this is what I enjoy it. My son Timmy got really sick one summer, and this just was his favorite meal. I'm like, I don't care.
I figured.
Did Timmy survive? Okay, cool. Move on.
I did figure out from one family's recipe how to make pie dough, and you use cold water, ice cold water, to make pie dough. And I figured, because I'd always use warm water. That's important because of the
butter, because you want the butter to stay clumped.
Yeah, and I would think it would need it to be melted, and it just makes it...
Yeah, to have it, you want the thicker the butter chunks, the more flaky it is.
Oh, yeah. Now I make perfect.
Yeah. I'm not a good baker, but that one I do know.
Because of that lady's blog.
The colder the better.
Yes. Mm-hmm. She was like, ice cold if you can get it ice cold. I was like,
cool. Freeze your butter.
Yeah. All right. So my question for you is, how pro-choice are you and why?
On a scale, huh?
Yeah, well, we haven't talked about abortion yet, and I have a scale. I know a lot of conservatives are like, no abortions, and I have struggled, even on my old podcast, I never talked about it, because I struggle so hard to, like, balance it out, because I'll explain to you more about, like, my scale when we get there, but I'm not Taylor, that's for sure. I'll cut that part out, but I'm not wanting to take period blood and put it back in.
How pro-choice are you? Was there any other...
And why? Okay. And what's your reason for being as pro-choice? I know you're more pro-choice, so...
Okay.
Yeah. I think you're a little more pro-choice than I am, but I'm not like it's a black and white thing, you know, either. I think that'd be harsh.
Alright.
And my question is...
Do you believe in Hollow Earth?
And why?
Do you believe in Hollow Earth and why? And its alternative.
And counter arguments.
Yeah.
For Hollow Earth.
I do want counter arguments as well.
Okay. Yes. Alright. I can come up with those.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Our links are below.
Yeah.
And check out Amanda's amazing recipes on Instagram.
Yeah. Keep challenging your bias.
Oh! Yes! Say it one more time.
Keep challenging your bias.
And keep your mind open, but not so open your brain falls out.